best practices for building a strategic resume, negotiating, interviewing, managing salary jumps, avoiding career killers, landing promotions, and much more. This book is designed to be your career compass that'll reduce detours and propel you to six-figure success. This book has created the secret sauce your career stew needs to get on the fast track to six figures. In reading this book, expect to develop a clear six-figure career plan, customized for you and your professional field. You'll learn how to develop a standout resume using the proper keywords and phrases in your industry to catch the recruiter's eye. You'll also learn ways to navigate salary increases, interview do's and don'ts, managing your brand, navigating job or career changes, and much more. Why gamble with no plan? Bet on your success. The first step is believing you can do it, and the next step is cracking this book open and getting started. Don't waste another day procrastinating. Purchase on Amazon or by going to the website, sixfiguresby30.com. That's the number 6figuresby30.com. Sixfiguresby30.com. All entrepreneurs, internet marketers, multi-level marketers, business people, social network gurus, social networkers, and advertisers meet on orusocial.com to maximize your traffic and get targeted traffic to increase your revenue and your company production. ORU is a powerful platform for entrepreneurs, networking, and social networking. Register today and grow your personal and business engagement. Don't forget, it's a social platform, so upload your profile and let's go. orusocial.com. That's orusocial.com. Imagine if your business could interchange skilled engineering and technology professionals as easily as changing a high-end car part. When one highly trained, skilled employee left the firm due to growth, dismissals, maternity leave, or retirement, anything like that, you can replace them with another that fits their position perfectly. Just like that, your automotive, manufacturing, financial, or healthcare business is running again like nobody ever left. Now, people aren't parts, obviously, but a resource that allowed you to always hire the exact type of highly skilled employee you needed could lower your costs significantly. How? Simple. Hiring and training new employees is expensive. Losing a trained employee because they didn't fit your corporate culture is also expensive. If you always found the right people, you can lower costs and increase productivity significantly. That's exactly what Seek Recruiting does. Contact Seek Recruiting today. 888-991-5833. Once again, that's 888-991-5833 to contact Seek today.
Shake that thing, miss. Can I shake that thing, miss? Annabella, shake that thing, yeah. Donna, Jody and Rebecca. Woman, get busy. Just shake that booty non-stop when the beat drop. Just keep swinging it, get jiggy.
Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. It's a Throwback Thursday as well as a fantastic, freaky, funny football show. It's not Friday, but we're going to talk some football today. I'm going to give you the four biggest or most interesting college football games coming up this weekend in order. And I'll also give you the four most interesting biggest NFL games coming up this weekend. No show tomorrow, so we'll get all of that in today. Got a lot to do in the next hour and a half, so we can get out of here at 12 noon. So we might even have some bonus stew. We will see. You can go and vote for the Boiled Peanuts Award at the Doug Stewart Show Facebook group. Mike Dicker, Donald Trump, the Jets in general, Fitzpatrick and Todd Bowles, and the number one Chief Rocker, Vern from Jersey. Hey, before I jump into this, I just thought about it, and I have to do this type of stuff when I think about it because, I mean, my head is bad. I've taken a lot of hits to the head, man. So, damn it, I just remember what I want to say. So yesterday after the show, which I typically do, I read the chat in the chat room on Spreaker.com. It's a lot, and I appreciate your patronage. But I went back and read the chat last night. And to my surprise, there were like 4 or 5 different Stewies in the chat room that said that at one point in their life they almost drowned too. And it's not a joking matter. I told a story yesterday about how I almost drowned when I was 7 years old. And I read some of the chat, man, and cats were getting emotional in there because they can relate. Because they almost drowned or they almost had some near-death experience as a kid, man. And I was talking to my wife about it last night. I had told her this story, but I was talking to my wife about it last night, man, and we just started thinking about all of the things that would have been different. It's almost like that Back to the Future movie. Like, if I would have died at 7 years old, think about the things that wouldn't have happened. You wouldn't have had the 2 live stews. None of my kids would have been here. I don't know where the hell my wife would be at and which ninja she would be with. I'm laughing so I don't cry. She'd be with some other dude. You know, she probably wouldn't be in Atlanta. There would have never been no 2 live stews. There wouldn't have been the stews kicking Skip Bayless's ass on First Take. There wouldn't have been the Doug Stewart show. And you can take it even further. If there were no me, there would have been nobody there to train and bring my little brother up from a pollywog to a bullfrog. He wouldn't have been in the NFL. Right, he probably would have been on the band or some ish like that, you know? So a lot of things, man, it's just like that premise of Back to the Future. And a lot of y'all in that chat room, man, I was reading some of the little stories about some of the near-death experiences y'all had as kids. And, man, I was just like, wow, this is deep. It's kind of spooky, morbid type, you know, feeling to it. But very interesting stuff, man. I appreciate you opening up your life to me in the chat room, man, and to the Stewies in the chat room and on this show in general, man. Thank y'all. Wow. A lot of things would have been different. From D. Bell in the chat room says, I would have been productive between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m. Hey, I get it, bro. Make sure you take care of your business at your job. Yeah, from Kim Jane, I feel sad, dog. I'm telling you. Just think about it. But you know what? You know how many – everything happens for a reason. Okay? Everything happens for a reason. And so you can also flip that conversation to the other side. And the reason why, you know, things are the way they are is because the way things happen, and that's just the way it's supposed to be. And it's crazy, man. It's crazy. You can't even fathom, you know, and conceptualize that whole conversation about things that would have been different. I mean, so many things would have been different. So many things would have been different. So my brother probably, once again, wouldn't have become the great football player that he is, which means that he would have never come to Atlanta to go to Georgia Tech. You know, maybe he was a decent football player and he ended up at, I don't know, Wofford College or something like that in Spartanburg. Yeah, so his whole life would be changed, which means that he wouldn't have been in Detroit, wouldn't have been able to meet his wife, JP, which means Miles and Mason, you know, he might have 2 sons, but their names probably wouldn't have been Miles and Mason. Their names probably would have been Justice and Mookie or something like that. So everything is just different, man. But praise his holy name. We still here, Stewies. We still here. We still here, man. Real crazy stuff. 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstortshow.com. The MRI on Dez Bryant's injured right knee was delayed because the Dallas Cowboys wide receiver was absent from Monday's treatment for injured players and Tuesday's meetings, sources have confirmed to the Puppet Factory. Sunday's game had his MRI performed Monday, and the Cowboys knew of a treatment plan the same day. Players are subject to fines for missing meetings and treatment sessions. If you saw, there's a couple of things about this story I want to talk about. But if you saw Dez Bryant get bent up in this game this past weekend, man, it looked like he should be done for a long, long time, which lets me know he came back and played in that game and played pretty damn well. Really didn't have much of a limp, but he had a hairline fracture in his tibia, okay? For the fact that that cat came back and played in that game says a lot about his toughness to me, man. I mean, a lot. If you saw how that man leg got twisted around like a pretzel underneath the defender, So I'm going to give him a baller award for that. The thing that I don't understand is how could this even happen where he missed treatment, scheduled treatment and rehab? That shouldn't happen in the NFL, okay? It didn't happen in high school. Like if you got hurt and you had a specific time you had treatment, you would be there. It definitely didn't happen in college. You had to be there. You're on scholarship. You have to do what these people say. So I can only imagine to the degree in which you have to keep your appointments as far as rehab, especially if you're a star player. Didn't Jerry Jones have like some personal assistant that he hired for Dez Bryant when he straight came out of college because, you know, Dez had this reputation of being irresponsible and a knucklehead or whatever. And so Jerry like paid somebody to like babysit him. And I don't think that that's still going on. I don't think he still has that babysitter. So you mean to tell me Dez Bryant was late to this rehab session and nobody from the Dallas Cowboys, who have $1.5 billion stadium, nobody says, go get Jerry or go get Dez. Like nobody says, where's Dez at? Send the Uber for Dez or a limousine. Like that whole thing doesn't make sense. And also, this story in itself, to me, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, is really not that big of a deal. Like, the Dallas Cowboys didn't release this information. This sounds like something that could be wrong. Like, the reporting on this could be wrong because it just doesn't make sense for a big-time star athlete, 5-star athlete, if you're talking about, you know, stars and how they do it in college and in high school. And there's no explanation for Dez Bryant missing a treatment. Like, even if he overslept, the Cowboys would call him. The Cowboys would send somebody over there to knock on his door. The Cowboys would send an Uber over there. The Cowboys would send a limousine over there. They send a bus over there. They send a helicopter over there. They got to have this man on the field. So this whole story just seems kind of odd to me, almost like it probably isn't true. You know, these sources confirming to ESPN that Dez, you know, was late or was delayed. It just doesn't make sense to me. What are your thoughts, man? If you're a Cowboy fan, I want to hear what you guys say about it. 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougshow.com. Let me read a couple of your messages in the chat room on Spreaker.com. From Luke's Next Side, Dez be in these streets here in Dallas, but no one knew where he was. Huh. He don't have a cell phone? Like, I maybe could understand this if it was 1984, but not 2016. Like, there's not somebody on staff that has Dez's cell number? That's ridiculous to even say. Not only can you reach this man by cell, you could probably tweet this man. You could probably hit him up in his DM in Facebook, Instagram. There's all types of ways to reach this ninja. I don't get that. I still don't get that story, man. From Dobby, I thought Dez still had a babysitter. I remember the babysitter story, as I mentioned. I remember it, but clearly that man's been in the league long enough where he still can't have a team-sanctioned babysitter, right? No way. No way. That man been in the league for 4 or 5 years. Maybe even longer than that. No way that man still has a team-sanctioned babysitter. There's no way possible. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. So, I don't know. I want to get more news on this story as it comes out. But I don't believe it. No way. Nah, I don't believe that story. It doesn't make sense. All right, when we get back from the break, man, more 2003 talk. All right. And I want to talk a little bit of basketball, man. Tim Duncan, he's lost. He don't even know what to do with himself. We'll talk about that. More 2003 talk. We got the fantastic, freaky, funny, funky four coming up later. College football and pro. A lot to get into. We might even have to have some bonus stew today. Don't go away.
Hello, Stu Nation. I am Vince Wright, the Sports Governor. I am the co-host of the Sports and More Show. Make sure you tune in every Friday on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network at 12 noon to check me out and, of course, my co-host, Reggie Lawrence.
What's up, everybody? I'm Reggie Lawrence, a.k.a. Dollars and Cents, the other half of the Sports and More Show. But The only difference is I'm much smarter and better looking than my main man, Vince Wright. But like Vince said, make sure you check us out every Friday on the SME Network.